If you've ever taken a just so I want that kind of job, this episode will argue. It's the second Sunday in November, and I'm sure you're excited to be here today. Welcome back to Sunday Podcast with Susanna Beth'a. It's been a minute. Actually, it's been a long time, but I'm back and we're jumping right into a new episode. Something very close to my career journey, but I'm just sharing one. And I want to share something personal, something foundational for my career, something that shaped the way I think about work, survival, growth, and just life. We're talking about my first job after NYSC. And listen, if you're in Nigeria, you already know where the gist is going. But you're one of my international listeners, let me help you quickly. So in Nigeria, after university or polytechnic, you go for NYSC, National Youth Service Corps. Think of it like a compulsory 1-year national service program. You can be posted to any state or local government in the federation. You serve in a school, government office, hospital, wherever they send you, but something close to where you study or what you study. But most people teach. You live there, you work there, you eat whatever they give you. If you stay in like rural places, you have a lot of food and spend less of your alawi. And you collect the monthly alawi. Yes, the alawi. I started with 19.8 then. I got the 33,000 naira too, which is, let's just say, it is not big money. 19,800 was what I started with, but I ended with 33k. But my PPA paid me like extra, let's say 10,000 naira, and some other perks because I was in a very good PPA. Some other perks that were really nice. I served in Kwara State, served in the press and public relation unit, and it was giving PRO vibes, It was giving like, oh, my career is about to start. That was 5 or 6 years ago. But COVID happened towards the end of NYSC and many things changed. Career expectation got blurry. And now, fast forward, NYSC was ending, and about 1 month before my POP, I got a job offer in Ibadan. That was where the story begins. I couldn't take the offer immediately because my parents weren't cool with it. So I want a federal government job, a state government job. It was a private establishment, so they weren't comfortable with it. So I stayed home for like 2 months. Then one afternoon, I decided that I can't keep staying indoor doing nothing. I was freelancing as a content writer then, but I wasn't getting so paid a lot. I was paid, but not so much. So, first lesson first. Your first job can shape your career journey, except you're very intentional. I've had friends whose first job after NYSC is what they still do 5 years, 6 years down the line. So your first job after NYSC can really shape your career journey. So I got this job in Ibadan, a customer service training. It's a customer service officer role. But in the actual, it is not customer service. So my dear, I got there and realized it was customer service plus dispatch rider plus procurement, kitchen assistant, admin officer, and prayer warrior. Then when you're God, I beg. When you're going to work in the morning, you're trekking and you're praying the spirit, God help me. This cannot be the end. I resumed in December. You know the way December is. It's Christmas period, the rush hour. People are traveling into Ibadan, and there were a lot of orders. And my schedule, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., 6 days a week. Sometimes we close 8 p.m. because we're balancing accounts. And guess what? First week salary, first week no salary. Just training, unpaid training. But because I refused to sit at home after NYSC, I took it anyways. Sometimes that I just need something to do mindset can put you into motivational prison. So beware. Your first job can push you in a direction you didn't plan for, so be intentional. Intentional, you're staying intentional, you want your way out. Even if you are just starting small, still be intentional about your life. The second lesson is survival mode activated. I became humble. That time humbled me. NYSC, I was chilling, legit chilling, kind of chilling. You know that vibes, like I go to the office, I have my own desk, I have my own office. I was close to my directors, and like I was popping. Now imagine leaving me that energy in my parent house to 7 to 7 kind of job. Oh my Jesus. Oh God. So, like I said, I just moved back to Ibadan because I had my first degree in UI. I just moved back to Ibadan. No money. I was cutting with a friend. On some days, I trek from Bodija to Orogun, or from Orogun to Bodija, whichever way. Morning or night, and sometimes morning and night, and that's like about 30 to 45 minutes. And if you close by 8 p.m., then trek in the dark, reach home like 9:30. I just bathe. I take my bath, cry small in my chest, sometimes sleep, wake up, and repeat. And some days there is dinner at home, because before I get on, they would have had dinner, and because they know I work in a restaurant, they believe I would have settled myself. And on days that we have others that wearing gone there, we know there will be ample dinner. And days that everything is sold out, you're gonna drink water and go home. So let's say technically 1 meal per day, not planned meal, but leftover orders that we couldn't sell and stuff like that. So, and on days there are no transport money, God will just send one bike man. God see the blessing of every day. No, there is a name I'll call it back then. The miracle of every day. Like you're just getting to the junction, you're praying, Lord, let one keke pass and carry me to the junction at this price. I think then I read to Orogun was around 150-200. I had not collected my first salary. I finished spending my alawi. I stayed like 2 months at home. I think it was just my tea fare and some little change that got me to bad. But either ways, that I'll just see my tired face, a bike man or a keke person just carried me at that price. I'm grateful. To those riders, you may not ever get to listen to this podcast, but you were like answers to my prayer. You came on time. And God bless you. When you leave home after NYSC, or when you're in search for your first job, secure roof, where you will stay is very important, and what you will eat. If those two things are taken care of, you'll be able to think straight. Everything else comes after. Trust me. The third lesson from this journey is any job that doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. The work environment. Okay, so it was a family business. The mom started it, his son took it up. The wife was helping, and the boss was bossing. My boss then bragged that he never worked under one person for more than a day. And that explained a lot, to be very honest. One day, some of the people I met in the organization said that most riders don't last more than a month. And in the space of that 6 weeks, I know the number of riders that left. I should have run that day, but I needed the money now. My ex birthday was forthcoming. I wanted to give him a little. Susan, you should have said this. And I wanted to make his birthday worth it. His birthday was in January, so I wanted to make it worth it. So I know that I could ask for money from my dad, and I didn't have so much savings. So I needed to work. And you know what it is, sure. But I said, no, let me build character. God forgive me for that nonsense motivational thinking. Next thing they said is that if you are 1 minute late, 1,200 naira will be deducted. 38,000 naira salary. 1-2 per late minute. No overtime pay. We close late. If you imagine working more hours and still getting paid for deducted pay. That was wickedness in high places. So I'm still saying it now. That was wickedness in high places. But I did jobs I did not sign up for. And that was when I told myself I am not going to put that I can work under pressure in any of my interviews. I cannot work under pressure. I cannot. You pressure me, I pressure you. I cannot work under pressure. Today I'm a customer service officer doing cold emails, cold calls, cold messaging on Instagram and WhatsApp. Next hour, I'm flying Okada to go deliver food. I remember an area I went to deliver food after Favors. Yes, it's inside the Bodija, but that place was far. Next hour, I'm doing procurement. I'm going to Grandex Mall to buy shawarma bread for the kitchen assistant. Food code today, Bodija Market tomorrow for pickup of stuff we need to pack. I did procurement. A homie. God. I'm grateful for the journey. Sometimes your first job isn't a career starter. It's just life lesson on job you should do or job you should never do. Friendship can save your sanity. Today I'm grateful for friends I made in the place where I worked. Wemimo and Michael, thank you. You made work. And Josephine, yes. Wemimo, Michael and Josephine. We were 4 aside the riders and Abigail, the kitchen assistant. It was many others, many calls, but we encouraged ourselves. In that chaos, I made friends. I'll call them friends, not just for the bad season, friends, good friends. People were always looking at the same like, we cannot die here. Last. Everybody go there, alright. We encourage each other, we gisted, we laughed. And I'm grateful that I had you in my community at that point in my life. You guys were the sanity. We wind ourselves. Oh my God. And we listen to radio. There's this way we'll play radio just to give ourselves vibes. And I had a song I used to sing then. When I'm getting stronger, my faith is rising, and I will run on while I'm waiting. I'm beating loving like eagles. I believe I will trust in you. That song I'll be playing when I'm going. I bought a lot of earpiece then because I just needed good music in my ear. Yeah, that community really helps. So your first job, don't do it alone. Don't do it alone. It's crazy, so don't do it alone. The 6th lesson, always be planning your next move. When January started, I knew this job was not my portion. I started planning my exit silently. No noise, no I will resign soon, no threats, just strategy. I still show up and leave late. I use my day off strategically. I look forward, I go for interviews on those days. I work on my CV, I apply for jobs on those days. Plan your next move. Because when you're struggling financially, don't let pride break your breakthrough. Plan quietly. Have the courage to quit. Yes, it may not be cute, but have the courage to quit. Some people will say you don't have loyalty, you don't leave a job until you're a clinical, or you have a certain age, or you have worked a certain years. Don't leave a job until you have 6 months saved. Those motivations are good, but in a pattern, certain phase in your life, you know that you're supposed to leave. My dear, when you are dying inside and the job is not giving you oxygen, leave, because you are about to be the next obituary. In case you don't know, quit. Say it with me. Quit. So if you see that there's a part of me that takes decision Like, Anemi Oshemo, I am not doing again. Enough is enough. I can tell you that I'm not a lazy person. I can tell you that I've pulled through many things that nobody else knows about. And because I left home to start this job, I cannot call home. I wasn't even speaking to my siblings or my mom and dad there. I can't call home to ask for anything. So you know what that means? Figure it out. Your life is your life. It is what it is. So payday came 7th of February. I don't think I'll forget that date. Hey! Somebody's birthday is this. Okay. Okay, Sunday evening around 7:30 p.m. Salary entered. I messaged him. I was still very grateful. I messaged my boss then. Thank you. I have received it. And that was it. That was the last time he heard from me. No dramatic exit speech. No, I resigned with immediate effect. Just ghost mode. And Monday morning, they kept expecting me. I was ready in my next chapter. Because the Friday before that 7th, I think it was 5th, I went for an interview in a school. I was sick that day, but I was sick in the office, so I left the office sick. I went for an interview. And I resumed on Monday. Where it led me. Guess what? That disappointed pushed me into a part of my purpose, teaching. I got another opportunity, and this was to teach language arts in an international school. That job gave me structure. Though same salary, with a little peck. But I could breathe again. I have my weekends to myself. I could go to church on Sunday without running shift. My life started taking shape. My career journey, professionalism began to. I started becoming professional, building my CV, building my self-confidence. I can tell you one thing is, you are not. Don't try to prove any point. Even now, I'm not trying to prove any point. Just know where you are going, where you are, and be sure now to get there. So, this is what my first job after NYSC taught me. Just imagine what happened in 6 weeks. Be intentional about your career path. Secure shelter and feeding first. Don't endure nonsense in the name of experience. Build real friendships. Plan your next move early. Stand for yourself. Quit when it is killing you. Quit. Staying is not cute. That season felt like 6 years compressed into 6 weeks, but it built me. It shaped my resilience. And if you see me today and you think Susan is making it career-wise, my dear, I have history, and that is one of the many jobs that I've done. That is one, and I'm grateful. Thank you for sharing this space with me. More episode loading, more stories, more lesson, more live gist from my table. Stay connected, keep growing, and remember, last, everybody go do alright. Welcome back to Sunday Podcast with Susanna Beth'a. I miss you guys. Let's have a great week ahead. Bye.